The Speakers Bank Podcast. Our voices, our views. And welcome to another episode of Speakers Bank Podcast. Today we're discussing leadership, and I'm joined today by Storm.
Hello.
How are you?
Good.
And Catherine.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, thank you.
It's good. So guys, given that today's discussion centres around leadership, Storm, I just want to get your thoughts first. When I say the word leadership, what's the first thing that pops into your head?
For me, it's about empowering others to do the best that they can do. When I was getting bullied, that was how I got through the tough times. I became a leader because I wanted to prove people wrong. I wanted to prove that just because you have a disability doesn't mean you can't be a leader in your community. And being a leader has helped me grow to the person I am today. I used to be a very, very cold person, very, very negative, very not happy, and a very angry person. So being a leader has helped me to develop my personality and what I stand for. And what I stand for is people with disabilities can do anything that they want, as long as they believe in their vision and what they want to achieve. So that's my definition of a leadership person.
Yep. So Catherine, I'm going to ask you the same question. When I say the word leadership, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Well, I'm a youth leader, so I help organise things, or I take a role of serving, which I enjoy. So I got that opportunity to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And leading other people with disability and the parents that have kids with disability, I lead them into the positive future.
So I'm guessing that you therefore strongly believe that people with a disability can take on leadership roles.
Yes.
Yep.
What about you, Storm?
For me, the qualities of a good leader, for me, they have to be understanding. They have to be able to delegate and be able to understand that not everyone's going to agree with your opinion on what your vision is, but to be flexible and to give other people the opportunity to become leaders themselves. Because I believe every person has the right to be a leader. You're not born with it, and you don't have it. It's just something that comes to you over time. And if everybody can become leaders, well, then that just helps the disability sector. And I'm talking disability because there needs to be more leaders like people in Speakers Bank, because we need to drive the message that just because you have a disability doesn't mean you can't do things in life.
Yeah, and it's ironic that you say that, because I won't name them all, but there's quite a few well-known
It's a
celebrities.
great list. It's a fantastic list.
Yeah, it is a fantastic list. Let me give a couple of them to you and to the audience at home. You might not know this, but Abraham Lincoln suffered from depression, and he also suffered from Marfan syndrome, which is a growth disorder that causes the sufferer to grow very tall, very quickly, stressing the aorta and the heart. Franklin D. Roosevelt, you guys know the American president.
Yes, he was
another great leader. He suffered from polio and could not stand or walk without crutches. He was elected 4 times as President of the United States from 1932 to 1944. And you guys probably all know Walt Disney.
We all
know Walt Disney.
Yeah.
He didn't learn to read until he was 9. In fact, he actually drew pictures to help him remember what he was learning.
That's amazing.
And I can't not read this one. Mystery novelist, we all know Agatha Christie. She had a learning disability called dysgraphia, which prevented her writing from being legible or easily understood. So she had to dictate all 100 plus of her novels, stories and plays, and became the best-selling book writer of all time, according to the Guinness Book of World Records.
That's inspirational.
And even Cher is one of the millions who have suffered dyslexia.
See
the well-known
guys,
singer.
see guys, the people watching at home, you can be anything you want to be as long as you put your mind to it. See the person, not the disability.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. And there's too many to list. Like there's also people we didn't name, like Albert Einstein, Marley Matlin, who also suffered various disabilities and synonymous throughout history for their work. So we'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll discuss more about leadership and also the qualities of a good leader. And welcome back. So we've been discussing qualities of leadership, and we've looked at the various celebrities that have leadership roles and also suffer a disability. So guys, why is it important for people with disabilities to have a sense of leadership or to participate in leadership roles?
Because it brings the best out of you. I know for me, if I didn't have a leadership role, I probably wouldn't be in this podcast. I'd probably be somewhere else sitting at home feeling sorry for myself. Because a leadership role also gives you a lot of opportunities. It gives you opportunities to connect with the community.
Yeah.
It gives you an opportunity to connect to the people who are close to your network. Because if they don't know you, how are people going to know what a disabled person is actually like when they show their true personality? And that can only happen through different things like leadership, like going out, doing things that you enjoy. Because we need to break down this stigma that a person with a disability is someone who just sits at home and does nothing all day.
Yeah, and even as we discussed off air earlier today about it breaks down that stigma of a person with a disability is a liability, which is not true.
No, it's not true.
And I think it's definitely important for someone with a disability to show, hey, we might look different, but we're just like you.
Exactly.
Yeah, but having a leadership, like I have some things I do at church and I feel a part. And I also, in part of the Newport Folk Club, I lead at the festival First Aid, so I'm in charge of the First Aid. And so I take that leadership. I've got that responsibility, which is a strength for me.
So, guys, how can we lead in everyday life in our own way?
I think you can lead by example. I remember one incident in primary school where the able-bodied people and the disability people didn't get along. So what I did was to break down that stigma was to have a wheelchair soccer match, and that was to promote people with disabilities to get out there and have fun, but it was also to promote that people with disabilities don't just sit there and do nothing all day. We do have fun and we do things in life that everyone else does. It's just it takes longer, or sometimes we need some modifications to do that sort of thing that we need to do. So you need to be able to do things in your own way, but make people get involved into what you want them to do. That way you can create more leaders from that.
What about you, Catherine? What's your thoughts?
You said the question again, sorry?
Yeah, sure. So, how can we lead in our own way in everyday life?
I reckon just to be yourself and don't think about your needs and just prove people that we're people.
And so, guys, how can we therefore encourage people with disabilities to take on some form of leadership role?
Well, for me, it was because I was interested in public speaking that got me into it. So for me, I got inspired by some really famous public speakers like Nelson Mandela, even what's his face, Bill Clinton and people like that. So that's where I got my form of leadership. But for other people, it can be different. It could be because they're passionate about something they like. For example, Catherine, she's passionate about music, so she'll probably find a leadership role in music. So it can be whatever you feel that you're good at.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily have to be about disability rights or anything about disability. It's what you feel that you're good in, that you can make a difference to people's lives.
Yeah, I must admit, for me it was, I've gone blank now. So for me it was like, pastors, radio personalities, and even various other comedians and public speakers.
Yeah, and that's why I said, a leadership doesn't have to be about rights. It doesn't have to be politician. It can be any sort of leadership. But you just got to find what you're passionate and what your gift is, because everybody in life has a gift. They just need to find what their gift is. My gift is public speaking. Your gift at home could be, you could be a builder. That could be your gift. Or you could be a sportsman. That could be your gift.
Catherine, do you have anything you'd like to add to that?
I would encourage people with disabilities just to do what they can do, and just to be themselves, and don't let people step you down, basically.
Well, with that, we're going to end on our final thoughts.
A person who's a leader has to be someone that can share a vision, that can delegate, and that can empower other people to become leaders.
Any other thoughts or comments?
Not really.
That's cool. Well, with that, we must end this episode of the Speakers Bank podcast. Please join us again next time.
Thank you.
And I'm looking forward to a coffee.
Me too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.